Hey, it's Neil Rice with Startup University, and in this video, I want to share with you my formula for determining if a business opportunity, an opportunity to buy a business, is a good opportunity or a total bust. If you don't know me, I'm a business attorney, and I've helped over 1,000 people start, buy, build, grow their business. I want to do the same for you here at Startup U. Let's get into it. On the board here, I put up an example company. I've called it Target Company. This isn't the big box retailer Target. No, I'm just calling it Target Co. because it's a company that we're targeting to acquire. Now, Target Co. in this example is making $800,000 a year in top line revenue. Sounds interesting so far. Keep in mind, I am not all that impressed by top line revenue numbers. Because I'm a business attorney, when people find that out and they know that I'm into business and I have experience in business, they often will mention, hey, I have a company, I have a $2 million company, or I have a $5 million company. But what they're actually talking about is the top line revenue of that company. Hey, my company makes $2 million a year in revenue. That really has very little to do with the value of a Main Street business. I'm not impressed with top line numbers. I'm looking for profitability and cash flow to the owner of that company. In this case, $800,000 top line revenue. There's a purchase price here of $400,000. Still sounds pretty decent because, hey, the purchase price is, one half year's revenue if we're looking at these numbers right. Okay, so it sounds kind of intriguing. But lo and behold, it turns out that for Target Company to make this, that $800,000 in revenue, it costs them $600,000 in expenses. And so they're only making a profit of $200,000 a year. I say only. That's a nice profit. But compared to the $800,000 top line number, we're starting to see a little bit of a different picture. So now they have a $200,000 cash flow company, and they're asking a purchase price of $400,000. The way that I look at this is I want to know if I buy this company and it continues on exactly the same cash flow or profitability that it's showing historically, how long, how many years will it take me to pay off that $400,000 purchase price? Now, it's not quite that simple, okay? But here's how the analysis starts. Okay, we've got $200,000 a year in cash flow. But we have to plug in some kind of payment for our own services, the work that we'll do in the company. And we can be reasonable about this, but we need to acknowledge that if we're going to take over a company, either we are going to have to step in and do some things in that company, or if we're buying out the owner, we're going to have to hire someone to come in and do whatever that owner was doing in the company. So let's just say that we have to pay $70,000 a year to either to ourselves for the work we're doing or to hire someone new. That leaves $130,000 in potential profitability. Now, here's the trick. When it comes to buying a business, keep in mind, buying the purchase price of that business, what you pay for that business, that is not a deductible tax expense. You're going to have to pay for the purchase price of this business with after-tax money. Okay, so we're just going to apply a tax rate of 30%. So minus 30% for taxes. And that's going to leave you with something like a $90,000. I'm just doing rough math here. About $90,000 left after tax of this $130,000. So this is my planning number now to determine how many years it will take me to pay off the purchase price with this amount of cash flow per year, $90,000. And the way that I look at this is, if it takes me 3 years or less, this is actually a really nice opportunity. It's something I would be looking at further and saying, hey, this seems to cash flow well. I'm going to get out of this debt or pay off this purchase price pretty quickly. So it looks like a pretty good bet. If it takes me about 5 years using these numbers, now I'm looking at this and say, hey, this isn't too bad of a deal. I'm definitely interested. I'm going to continue on looking at this company and seeing what other opportunities for growth I may have to try to make some more profit and maybe shorten that a little bit. But I'm not too nervous at 5 years. At 7 years, I'm starting to think there needs to be some significant opportunity for growth of this company, because 7 years is a long time. And that's 7 years that you're risking a lawsuit or a downturn in the economy or some other way that this cash flow starts to deteriorate and you're not able to pay off this purchase price and still make some profit. If it's more than 7 years, plus 7 years, or 7 years plus, I'm really not very interested in this situation. And I'm probably going back to look at this purchase price of 400,000. And I'm either saying like, this just isn't a very good cash flowing company. It's not a good risk for me. Or I may, if I really like the business, I may go back to the seller and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing. I know it's worth a lot to you. We might be able to do a deal, but I can't do it at this purchase price. I may be going back to the owner and just renegotiating this $400,000 purchase price to something lower. So for Target Co., in this particular instance, we've got a situation where we have $200,000 of profitability. We pay ourselves $70,000. We have to take some taxes out of that. We have $90,000 a year of cash flow to pay the $400,000 purchase price. So that's going to take us somewhere around 5 years. We're right in here like a little over 5 years. This is a business that I would continue looking at. I would try to see if there are efficiencies I could build into it or ways that I could become more profitable. And so, this is a business that I would continue pressing into. I hope this is helpful to you as you think about maybe looking for a business that you could buy. This is a back of the napkin way that I look at new businesses to see for my clients if they seem like a good deal or really just a bust. Like what you hear? If so, I'd love for you to check out my course, Startup University, where we take you from timidity and uncertainty to confident, bold action with your business. Check out the link in the description below where you can sign up for a free consultation with me. I'd love to hear, what is your biggest issue or concern with the business you're moving towards? Let's talk it through together. And remember this, there is life-changing power in a good business. You've got this. I'm right here with you. Let's go.